black hole, not working. Turn it on, it does nothing. First thing I do is go up, power supply, CPU board. I want to disconnect the power to the CPU board, and then flip it on and check for some voltages. And when I got it on, the first thing I notice, input 12 volt LED's not on, output 5 volts not on. So, or yeah, 5 volts. So immediately that's the issue. So I'm just looking, went down here underneath. There's a bunch of fuses, checked all those. Those are good. Checked the bridge rectifier and the filter capacitor down there. That's all good. So that puts me back up on the power supply. So I come back up here. I pull off this connector. Look at that. Took the pin right out. So I'd say we got a power supply problem. And it's interesting, you check the voltage on these two pins, this colored wire and the green wire, which is ground. And that's the 12 volts input from the bridge rectifier on the lower panel. And it's good. So we got power coming in. But you burn a pin off like that. I don't know how well you can see that. But you do that and things are not going to work. So I'm going to pull the power supply apart and we're going to fix this. These System 80 power supplies are a little bit of a hassle to deal with. In order to get to the underside of this board to work on it, you got to take it apart. So you got to take out screw here, here, and then 4 corner machine screws. And then once you got that, you got to desolder the Q3 transistor. Then you can separate the metal plate from the circuit board to work on the back side. The problem with these Gottlieb boards is that they're single-sided, meaning that there's only traces on one side. You notice on this side there's no circuit board traces, no copper, so you don't get a plated through hole. So the solder joints do like to crack on these much easier. So before I resolder them, I got the old pins out. I take my Home Depot stainless steel Lincoln arc welding brush and brush this up so that I get a nice clean area to resolder my new pins. Okay, I got the new connector on, power supply put back together, sandwiched back together, resoldered here. You always got to resolder the Q3 points. The ground mods have already been done on this game. So a smart man would replace this IDC connector because look, it's burnt, that one pin. You burn one side, you burn both. So since we replaced this, we got to replace this. So we're not going to use IDC, we're going to go to a crimp style. So I've got a new housing here and I've got trifurcon pins that I will now crimp onto that connector. Actually, on these Gottlieb IDC plastic housings, you can reuse them with crimp style pins. As you can see that this one, these two over here are crimped and these ones over here are IDC. So really what I can do is just by pushing in right here where my thumb is, I can release these pins, slide a new one in, and go with new pins that way, and that way I don't have to replace the housing. Alright, by using a small screwdriver and pressing in the little indent tab, I can pull this. Man, this is really hard to do one-handed, but I can pull this wire out. Yeah, there we go. Pulled it out. And I can crimp a new pin on and put it back in the same housing. Okay, ready for the power on. We're going to check the voltage. I have the CPU connector off. Go ahead, hit it. You can see the two LEDs are on, and let's check the 5 volts right there at the test point.
5.13.
Yeah, that's about where I want it. You can adjust it with this little thing there, but that's the 5 volts you want. Okay, hit it off. Now I can hook this guy back up. And, alright, power it on again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, and she comes on, powers up. Great. So yeah, so it was just that goofy connector.
Great.
And so we got new female pins, new male pins. The ground, we did all the ground mods. We're good to go. Test it. Let's start a game. All right. So yeah, the trick is to get these targies and then hit this, and it opens that gate. And then it sets the captive ball. So you put a ball in there. So now you got ball 2. And then the next trick is to go down here. Yeah, and I think you got to hit the. You see now I got the captive ball lit down there. See it? See the blue? Yep. See the blue thing going? So I can't get the ball to do that with one hand, but
Right here.
Yeah. And now it'll come kick it back up, but we can try it again. And then you can get 3-ball multi-ball going if I can do it, which I can't.
You can't.
It's really hard. It's a really hard multi-ball.